Hey everybody, so I kind of wanted to give you guys an update. If you've seen, like, is it the last video I posted or one of the last ones, when I was in California visiting home, we found a cellar door, like a cellar, to a cellar or basement or whatever. I kind of wanted to, I guess, describe or like explain exactly where that is, or like, I mean, just more details on it, I guess, because everybody, like on Instagram, on Facebook, on my Twitter, and on here, leaving comments, everyone's like, go in it, because like I film my brother and my husband like trying to open it, because it's like just like a metal sheet or whatever, and it's just bolted, so it's like, you know, you're trying to open one end. I don't know if it makes sense, but you know, they put rocks in it. So I showed you guys, like us opening it, and I haven't actually watched the footage. I just uploaded it straight from my phone, so I don't think you can really see inside of it. I got a photo of it though, on my phone. Like, I used my flash on my phone, and then I zoomed in. You can see like there's stairs that go down, and then like, not really a hallway, just maybe like, yeah, not really a hallway, but then it goes into like a room. And that photo, I'm gonna upload it to my Facebook fan page, so the link's down there. But like, I zoom in, you can see a room in there, and it's kind of creepy, you know. But where this is though, I'm not really gonna tell you like exactly where. I've told like certain people, like my friends and stuff, where it is, but it's not a very good place to go. There's not good energy there. It's not nice there. I did one of my zombie photo shoots there years ago, and it was like perfect. And I mean, I love going there. Like, it's beautiful. I mean, it's pretty, and it's neat, and it's spooky all at the same time. But it's not something I would really like to advertise, because what it was a reservation, an Indian reservation. And one of my best friends, her mom used to live there when she was growing up, and something happened where the city didn't want them to live there anymore, and so they cut off their power. I mean, it's a whole neighborhood, like a whole neighborhood, you know, but they cut off their power, and they still wouldn't leave, so they actually burned down each house. I mean, it's terrible. And so, I mean, I did post some pictures on my Instagram on there, and I'll upload those to my Facebook fan page like today, so you don't have to scroll through my Instagram and look, you know. But there's just streets, there's steps that lead to where the doorways would be, there's driveways, you know, and there's no houses because everything was burned down. And this was like 20-30 years ago, I think, something like that. But I mean, the town has an eerie feeling to it, and I don't know if this still happens, but when I was there the first time, when I did my zombie photo shoot, someone had a GPS with them, and they were, you know, looking at it, and it sells the street names. The street names are all like fruits, like banana and apple and orange street, you know. So it's like a ghost town. It really, really is. And when I went there this time, you know, my friend was telling me that her and her boyfriend found this door, you know, like, or not a door, but just a cellar, you know. And my brother totally wanted to go in it so bad, but it's really hard to get in. We never did go in it. Doesn't mean we won't try the next time I'm in town, but I don't know. My friend, I gave her a photo shoot, and I haven't even edited those photos yet, but I'll be posting those on my photography fan page, and I'll probably be posting those on Instagram too, with links and stuff. But I gave her a photo shoot out there, and that's basically why I went out there too, not just because of the door, but because of a photo shoot. And we were walking, like, when you first walk in, there's just like it's like a main road, you know, in there, and then where that door is, the basement, cellar door, whatever, that used to be like a gas station, I guess. You can see where the little things you get gas were. I mean, they're not there, they're just platforms, you know. So I don't really know exactly what that cellar was used for. I mean, we don't know. Maybe it was to store gas or I don't know. But it may not even be anything creepy at all. I don't know if any of you guys know what that might be, since it's like it's, you know, it'd be like a gas station with a basement. So I don't know if any of you guys know what that might be. The only building left standing, it's like this huge warehouse building. I did a lot of pictures of my friend in front of that building because it's really cool. But it's filled with bats. You can hear them. So there's no way, I mean, it's boarded up. There's no way you can get inside of it. But it's a really neat building, but it's really creepy. And when I get, you know, feelings of, you know, being sensitive or whatever, just like, I get pressure on my chest, you know, if I'm walking into like high energy territory, I guess. So I kept getting like pressure right here, you know, and so I know that's almost like my signal to kind of like be on guard for whatever. When we walked further back, we were just walking the streets. It's so weird. Like, I did like a short little video clip. I didn't post it, but just walking, and it looks just like a regular like street, you know. It's got the little gutter thing, you know. It's so weird. And I mean, it would be even weirder if there were houses. It might be a little creepier, but I mean, I don't know, it's still pretty creepy with there not being houses, but it's just like walking in the middle of the street. It's so weird. But my friend was telling me that like way far back, there's this like water tower or something. Her and her boyfriend walked all the way out to it and climbed down it, and you can see the whole town and stuff. And she told me that when she got back, she was hanging out with her grandma, and her grandma's like, "You didn't go up to the water tower, did you?" She's like, yeah, we did, actually. Why? Well, and her grandma said that there's a demon or something evil, or I think she said that's where the devil lives, or that's where the demon lives, or the evil spirit or something lives. And so she was telling me this, and of course my brother and my husband, they're like, "Oh, let's go." And I'm like, okay, maybe, you know. Well, we get closer to, like, the road ends, and then it kind of turns into like a little dirt road that leads to it. Well, okay, the whole time that we're in the back part, like, we're in the back part of the town, right? Where the dirt road leads to the water tower is in the back part. Well, the whole time we're on that back road and we're just walking, and I'm like filming with my little camera, I'm hearing like muffled voices like off in the distance. Like, it sounds like women lady voices or whatever, just woman sounding voices, but they don't freak me out. I just kind of hear them and I'm like, oh, that was weird. It's not really like scary. I'm just like, oh, I hear it, and I'm like, and I swore I heard someone sneeze, you know, whatever, but it doesn't scare me. I'm not like, ooh, paranormal, creepy, haunted, whatever. But you know, it's odd to me. I'm just like, oh, that's weird. So we get like where you go to walk on the dirt road, it's a corner. We get right to that bend in the corner, and I swear I hear in where like right next to us in like the bushes or whatever, in the trees, male voices, muffled, like as if they're in water. Now, if you've watched my paranormal vlog about the Satan's Palace or whatever, and I was describing to you the voices that I heard in those tunnels, where it almost sounded like they were muffled, or I don't know if I mentioned if they sounded like they were underwater. I don't know if I did. I don't know. But I kid you not, those voices that I heard in this town sounded almost exactly like those voices that I heard in that tunnel. And I mean, and there's nothing but evil in that tunnel, and I know that. And if there's a demon or something evil in that water tower and those voices sound exactly like it, I don't want any part of it. And my chest literally my chest when we got closer was really, it was getting really a lot of pressure, really tight. But as soon as I heard those voices, I was like, no, you know. And so I turned to my friend, and she's totally sensitive too. She sees things more than anything. I don't see things. And I think I've explained to you guys this, that I don't see things because I really don't want to. I'm pretty sure I could, but I don't want to. She sees things more than I do. But she didn't hear the voices. No one heard them. Only I heard them, you know. So I look at her and I'm like, I just heard voices. Like, those are not good voices. I knew, just my instinct was those are not good, not positive at all. And so me and her hang back, and my brother and my husband go, they're going to the tower, you know, they're brave souls, really, like, nothing scares them, or, I mean, if it scares them, they just don't let it get to them. They're a lot stronger than I think I am, and maybe a lot of us are. So me and my friend, we walk back, and I was just telling her, I was like, there's no way, like, you know, so we, you know, we walk back, and we just kind of hang around this one street, and, I was taking pictures of her, and then she started feeling sick. Like, her stomach was hurting. I still had a little bit of pressure on my chest, but I was, like, trying to remain positive and, you know, whatever. And she told me, she was like, I'm telling whatever it is that it can't follow us. Like, it needs to stay there and it can't follow us. So we're both telling whatever it is, you cannot follow us, you know, whatever. Which is a very, very good thing. I highly recommend that if you go somewhere and you are afraid, you know, just don't let it follow you home, and you have every right to tell it not to follow you home. Well, we leave, right? We're kind of a little freaked out. My friend's not feeling good. Like, she's just nauseous, just kind of like then she knows it's like a paranormal nauseous kind of a thing, just like sick. She's just like, it's not good, not good. So we get back to her house because she just only lives like 2 miles away from it. And we, you know, we hang out a little bit at her place, and then, you know, I go home, sleep. The next morning, my plans were to go down to Chico in California to go shopping and stuff. And she texts me in the morning as I'm getting ready, and what she said was, something followed me, and it's in my house. And I was like, oh, great, you know. Apparently she said she was sitting at her kitchen table or something, and she had pretzels, and something flicked a pretzel across the table, and then stood up a banana, and it's like freaking her dog out, and, you know, I mean, that's crazy shit. And I couldn't be there. Like, I couldn't be like, oh my gosh, I'm on my, like, if I had my own car, and if I wasn't going to Chico, like, if I had my own car, I'd be there in a heartbeat. If I wasn't going to Chico, I'd be like, husband, you're taking me to my friend. But I couldn't just leave, you know. And so I'm like texting her, like telling her everything she needs to do. And her mom was coming over. Her mom's like a shaman, so that made me feel good that she's going over there. So I'm texting her all these things that she could do, you know, and I tell her, the first thing I tell her is like, you need to let whatever it is know that that is your house, that is your home, you know. And she told me that she thinks her house is haunted by some, like, you know, there's like a lady in her house. We call her the Milk Lady because I guess her and her, okay, side note, kind of trailing off the story, but there's her and her boyfriend were in her house, in her kitchen, and her boyfriend was like, hey, do you want any tea? And she was like, oh yeah, I'll have some. And then out of nowhere, they both hear clear as day, more milk. So we call her the Milk Lady. You know, nothing, it's not scary or anything. She's not haunting the place. She's just there hanging out, whatever. But I told her, I was like, whether it's the Milk Lady or if it's something that followed you from that town, you know, you need to lay down the law that this is your home. You know, if it's the Milk Lady, you know, you need to say, this is my home now. Like, you are a guest in my home. You have no right to be here. And I was like, you need to go all in every room in the house and tell it to leave. You need to open the front door, you know, and tell it to get out. She texted me later. Like, it was hard because where I was, horrible cell service. So she would, like, she sent me freak out texts like, where are you? Help me. You know, and I'm like, my texts aren't sending. So I'm like, oh gosh. And then hers would be delayed. And so then she texted me, and she was outside, and she's like, I'm asking nature for help, anything, like the birds. And I was like, go up against a tree, put your back to a tree, and just envision yourself like absorbing the energy from the roots, you know, like building yourself up, because you're getting weak and you need to be strong again. You know, so her mom comes, you know, eventually, and my leg is falling asleep. Don't you love that feeling of your leg falling asleep? Anyways, her mom comes, and they go down to the river, the Sacramento River actually, and gather rocks. And her mom, and her mom painted on all these rocks, you know, the animals that her mom's guides told her to paint. And I went over to her house the next day because what she does with the rocks is, you know, you paint whatever the guides tell you to, and then you place them around your house, and then you surround them with salt to seal them. Now, I don't know if all of you guys believe this stuff, but you know what, in this scenario, I'm open to anything and everything. But I go over to her house the next day, and she shows me all the rocks and everything, and like one of them, you know, there's a couple of like a phoenix and a bee and lizard and a snake. I think there was a lizard. I don't think there was a lizard. There's a snake, a couple eagles, a cat, you know, and they all mean something. Like her mom had a dream about about my friend's house, and there's a swarm of bees right in the front yard, and that like it was attacking something. And so her mom said, oh, you have to paint a bee, you know, and put it right in front of your house, because, you know. And she said her house feels so much better, you know. She also has like a bouquet, and I have to tell you guys this. She has like a bouquet of feathers that basically they represent chiefs of her tribe, because she is Indian. And her mom basically, I guess, placed the spirit of a chief in her kitchen to protect, you know, her house. And it was funny because as soon as I walk in, you know, if the house feels wonderful, you know, and I walk in through the kitchen and I feel tightening on my chest. It's not like terrible, but I'm like, oh, there's something here, you know, like that's like my sign of something being somewhere, you know. And I was like, and I got scared. I'm like, oh shoot, it's the evil's back in her house. What are we gonna do? You know, like it didn't work, you know, Indians, what do they think? You know, we're really, I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that. But, I was like, is the milk lady in your house? Is there something in your house? You know? She's like, oh, I don't know, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm getting the tightness on my chest, you know? And she's like, oh, my mom put these feathers, you know, she's explaining to me what the feathers are. And that had to have been it, and it was only in one part. She's like, my mom placed the chief in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, you know, because I feel like it's like a big energy. And it seemed like as soon as I recognized what it was, and then like, even my friend, she was like, it's okay, you know, she's cool, you know. And she was like, it's his first week on duty, so he's a little overprotective. And after, you know, about 10 minutes, you know, and it went gone. It was gone. The feeling was gone. But yeah, her house is good now. She's good. And she doesn't really ever want to go back there, and I wouldn't blame her. We were going to go back. Like, my brother wanted to go back one of those nights, and we were totally going to film it. He wanted to go and try and get into that cellar. It never happened. But it might happen the next time I'm in Reading. I'm not sure. But, if I go back, I'm not going in that back corner, like the back part of that town. Like, I'm gonna stay in the front, you know, just because I didn't have a good feeling in the back, and that's where I heard a lot of voices too. So if I'm hearing voices and feeling pressure on my chest a bunch, I'm just, I don't know, you know, I'm either, you know, I'm smart. I'm not gonna go digging for things. I don't think nothing followed me home. It was just her, and I think it's because she was a little more vulnerable, and because she lived closer. And it knows her. You know, it's the second time she went out back there, so she was a little more vulnerable to that. So, yeah, I think I've said so and a million times in this video. I'm sorry. But I wanted to update you guys on that, because I know, I'm sure a lot of you guys, I mean, I've been getting comments and messages and stuff like, did you go in? Did you die? You know, did you go in and get eaten? And all I kept thinking, honestly, when I'm by that cellar door, I had just seen Evil Dead, and that's all I kept thinking. Those cats hanging from the ceiling. But then, you know, a lot of you are probably like, oh, take them, and then you can make jewelry out of them. Like, I haven't heard that before. So, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go antiquing with a friend for her birthday, and I'm really excited. So, I'll probably be blowing up the Instagram feed with pictures from today and things. And maybe I'll find some cool things at antique stores. I haven't gone antiquing in a very long time. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And this video is almost 20 minutes. Hoy, I'm sorry. Okay, bye.